Reminds me, a lot of myself. He's a strong guy. He runs fast, physical, great feet. Um, he has great vision, nice balance, and just the determination that he runs with. You don't see a lot of running backs that run that way.
This is definitely one of the legends, one of the best. So this will be my first time, just playing against the Vikings. So I'll definitely be on the sideline looking and watching. I'm playing against a good physical Vikings defense, and he's going to be playing against a good Rams defense. So, there'll definitely be a tough challenge for both of us.
It's going to be a battle of two of the best running backs in the league, rookie Todd Gurley and the Rams versus Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Now, according to Elias, Gurley and Peterson are the only players in NFL history with 4 100-yard rushing games in their first 5 career games. Skip, could Gurley be better than Adrian Peterson?
Stephen A., you'll accuse me of overreacting, being very premature here, but I'm going to take the plunge. I think he can be. Will he be? I don't know if he'll stay healthy. That's going to be the issue because he's coming off an ACL last year at Georgia. I loved this kid when he was at Georgia. I told you I thought the Rams flat out stole him in the draft. I know we have devalued the position of running back in drafts, but not this kid. He is so big, so agile, so fast. He accelerates so quickly that I believe he's a touch faster with the football under his arm than Adrian has ever been.
A touch.
Just a touch. Yes. This is splitting hairs here. Mm-hmm. I think he's a touch more elusive, just shiftier than Adrian. I don't know if his heart is as big as Adrian's because we all know that Adrian Peterson will just flat out run over who's ever in his way.
Lion.
He's just going to attack them, and as a lion, he's going to maul them, whether it's a linebacker or a strong safety or whoever, a defensive tackle. He's going to try to run through them, and I don't know that about Todd Gurley, but maybe that would be a good thing for Todd Gurley. But when I look at these numbers, and I've watched a good bit of these games, he has such easy, free flow to him when he gets the ball in his hands. He has such vision, knack, feel. It's just effortless. Whoosh, and he's gone. And I'm looking at 146 in the first full game, and then 159 and 128 and 133. And I'm going to throw this out there because I threw it out last year. A lot of our younger viewers only know O.J. Simpson because of a terrible thing that happened, right? And so we
a very terrible thing that
very,
happened.
very terrible thing that happened. And they know him as a guy who's in prison. Mm-hmm. But listen, once upon a time, when O.J. Simpson was at the University of Southern California, and he was a Buffalo Bill, listen, it was a beautiful thing to watch. I'm talking about as a football player, as a running back. There's never been a prettier sight. And this kid's starting to remind me of the, they called him the juice, the flow and go that OJ had. Mm-hmm. It's a different style than Adrian's. And I think if he can endure, and that's always the big question, Adrian's had his share of injuries too, but I think he can be a little more effective than Adrian can.
Here's what I would tell you. First of all, I had one lone reservation about Gurley. I watched him at Georgia last year. I thought he was sensational. I had questions about his durability because I thought he ran too high. If you remember, I sat right on this set.
Said it.
And I said, he does not need to come back to Georgia when some bogus nonsense had him missing a few games for them and stuff with their sanctimonious, self-righteous selves. And he ended up missing a few games.
Another autograph scandal.
Another autograph scandal, right. And I said he shouldn't come back. Yep. They ain't winning the national title. He owes the university nothing. Don't go out there and jeopardize your draft status by coming back. He came back anyway and got hurt the next damn week. Okay? And so, but luckily for St. Louis, he was there to be picked up by them. I thought he runs too high. And because of that in the NFL, because of the nasty knee injuries I've seen, I was worried about him. That's it. His skill level is big time. He is no joke. He is averaging 115 yards a game. Do you know that Adrian Peterson only did that once in his career? And that was in 2012 when he rushed for 2,097 yards. Adrian Peterson averaged 131 yards rushing that season. That's the only time in his career he's averaged above 110. Okay? This dude right now, Gurley, is at 115. All right? This dude, Gurley, is averaging 6.1 yards a carry. Adrian Peterson only did that once in his career at 6 yards a carry. The same year he had the 2,097 yards. What you're seeing from Gurley right now is some special stuff. And I can't deny that. It's going to be real interesting to see if it continues because, again, piggybacking off we were alluding to about the Cowboys last year. Well, Tony Romo was great. This is Nick Foles we talking about.
You're right.
So you got Nick Foles in St. Louis, and they're going to look at Gurley and be like, wait a minute. I mean, I know Tavon Austin's a bad boy, but Nick Foles got to throw him the ball, and you Kenny Britt, you got to throw him the ball. I mean, we might want to take that risk and stack the line of scrimmage against this brother right here because he's so special. So it's going to be real interesting what he does moving forward because we've seen how great Gurley has the potential to be. Now, when you talk about St. Louis, you got to talk about somebody that's worth fearing here because this is the 30th ranked. I mean, they're the 30th ranked passing attack because of Nick Foles, but they got one of the top 5 rushing attacks because of Gurley. Now, in Minnesota's case, Minnesota is going to have to deal with that. Adrian Peterson obviously is going up against St. Louis, and they're in that front center with Donald and Brockers and Quinn and those boys. They will be ready. They're 4-3. St. Louis is coming. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens this week. But speaking overall, does Gurley have the potential to be better than Adrian Peterson? I'm not going to go that far because of durability. But as it pertains to ability, I definitely believe this is a valid conversation because I think Gurley's abilities are that great. His potential is that great. But when you're going to compare somebody to Adrian Peterson, we have to show deference and respect to Adrian Peterson in this respect.
I agree with that.
I don't care if Todd Gurley rushes for 2,000 yards this season. What you going to do next season? The season after that.
No, that's
and the
fair.
season after that.
I agree.
Because that is what Adrian Peterson has done.
Okay.
And by the way, he's doing it now.
He's doing it
He's doing it now.
He's doing it now. What I do love about this kid's situation as opposed to a Johnny Manziel's is Jeff Fisher really, really wanted Todd Gurley. So he's going to do everything in his power. And remember, Jeff Fisher wants to run it and he wants to play defense. So I hope he doesn't run him in the ground. But again, I think he'll do everything in his power to prop him up and protect him as well as he can. And I told you before the year started, I'm picking the Rams to win a wild card because of Todd Gurley.
You did say that.
It took him a few games to make sure the knee was right. And then
Before he came.
Yes.
The second he's come in, he's been doing it ever since he's arrived. And I will tell you this, too. Let's pay attention to this game. Minnesota Vikings are 5-2.
They're good.
And even though Teddy Bridgewater is not knocking your socks off, he's still doing some things. He's got 5 interceptions in 7 games. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is doing all right. Adrian Peterson's averaging 4.5 yards a carry, and this defense for Minnesota is really, really good. Zimmer's doing a good job. So it's going to be real interesting. I mean, this is an interesting game, not just for Gurley, but for St. Louis, because let's see what they're made of in this particular situation.
Hey, if Gurley gets 150 this time, I'm going to be like, wow.
Wow.
Gurley said he'll be watching AP on the sidelines. He's excited as well. He called him the Godfather. I like that.
You know what?
His respect.
Adrian Peterson deserves it on that level. Any running back should be looking up to Adrian Peterson.
Exactly. AFC wildcard race heats up in Pittsburgh's Raiders-Steelers.